I was 11 years old when my grandfather moved into our house. It happened not long after my grandmother died. Looking back now, I realize he couldn't bear the emptiness of their farmhouse. Too many rooms full of echoes, too many memories pressing down on him. My mom argued against it, but Dad insisted. And me? I didn't complain once. Grandpa was exciting, unpredictable, and I adored him. He always had peppermints in his pockets, and whenever Mom wasn't paying attention, he'd pass a few my way with a wink. He stood up for me, too, always quick to defend me when I landed in trouble. But what I loved most were his stories. Grandpa had more stories than anyone I'd ever met. Tales from his childhood during blackouts in the war, tales about tricks he pulled as a boy, and, my favorite, the creepy stories. The ones he swore were true. He had a talent for them. He'd turn off the lamp, let only the glow of the moon spill through my curtains, and lean in close enough for me to smell the smoke on his breath. His voice would drop, his pale eyes would catch the dim light, and suddenly I wasn't just listening to a story, I was trapped inside it. Some of those stories gave me nightmares for weeks. And even now, grown with children of my own, only one still lingers like a shadow behind me. The story of the thin man in the steam. It began one night when I asked Grandpa why he always soaked in the tub instead of showering. He'd spend an hour or more in there, candles lit, humming to himself, the whole hallway thick with the smell of incense and soap. I remember him pausing before answering. His expression went grave. Because showers aren't safe for people like me. I frowned. Safe? Why wouldn't they be safe? He didn't speak right away. His gaze drifted to the window. Finally, he said softly, "You're fine, as long as you don't shut your eyes." I laughed, thinking he was joking. "You mean when you wash your hair?" His voice dropped even lower. "Exactly. 10 seconds is the limit. 15, and you've already risked too much." The way he said it made my chest tighten. Risked what? He leaned close. His lips almost brushed my ear when he whispered, "The thin man." That night, I couldn't close my eyes without picturing him. A shape pressed against my window. Long arms stretching toward my bed. Fingers tracing the sheets. And the shower. God, the shower became unbearable. I'd never realized how trapped you are in there. Eyes shut, water pounding, steam fogging everything. The first time I rinsed my hair after that, I started counting in my head. 1, 2, 3. By 6, I swore I felt something shift. A heaviness in the air. A creeping weight that made my pulse quicken. 9, 10. I clawed the soap from my scalp as fast as I could. But the darkness behind my lids pressed against me like hands. It was all I could do not to scream before I snapped my eyes open, shampoo stinging them raw. And every time, I'd force myself to look through the blurred glass door of the shower. Just to make sure I was still alone. Eventually, Mom noticed. She found me trembling in bed one night, tears on my face. I told her everything, about Grandpa's story, about the thin man. Her face hardened with anger. Not at me, at him. That night, their argument bled through the walls. My mother's voice sharp and furious. "You can't tell him things like that. He's a child. He hasn't slept in days." My father muttered something I couldn't make out. But my mother's voice came back, clear as knives. "You've told him there's a monster waiting for him in the shower. A monster. Fix this tomorrow, or I swear I will." The next evening, Grandpa came to my room. No stories that time. He sat at the foot of my bed, his grey eyes sad in the moonlight. "You know I'd never let anything hurt you, right?" he said softly. I nodded. "You know I'd protect you?" Another nod. "Good. Because the things I've told you, those stories, they're not to scare you. They're to prepare you. To keep you safe." He hesitated, rubbing his hands together. "But maybe your mom's right. Maybe I said too much." He looked down at me, tried to smile. But even then, even at 11, I knew it wasn't real. "I'll take care of it," he promised. "I'll drive him off. The thin man won't come back if he has to deal with me." I was the one who found him. It was a week later. I woke before dawn to the sound of water rushing down the hall. My heart dropped into my stomach. The shower. I ran barefoot across the landing, pounding on the locked door. "Grandpa!" I shouted. "Grandpa!" No answer. I kept hitting the door, voice breaking with panic. Mom and Dad stumbled out of their room, half awake, but I twisted the handle before they reached me. The door swung open. A wall of steam hit me, the air so thick it burned my lungs. I squinted into the fog and saw him, Grandpa, collapsed on the shower floor. His eyes were bulging, his lips twisted in a silent cry. One hand clutched his chest. The other dragged weakly against the glass. There were streaks where his fingers had cut through the condensation. Clear, fresh lines etched into the fogged surface. The doctors said it was his heart. Quick. Painless. That's what Dad told me. But I knew better. I still know better. Now, as an adult, I only take baths. My wife pretends to understand. She thinks it's trauma, that the sight of my grandfather's death scarred me. She thinks I should heal. But she doesn't know the truth. Nobody does. And even if I told them, who would believe me? Because when the paramedics finally carried his body out, I crept back into that damp bathroom. The tiles still wet. The air still heavy with steam. I pressed my fingers to the glass door, following the marks he'd carved. And that's when I saw it, what made my stomach twist, what keeps me out of showers to this day. Those finger marks weren't just on the inside.